Hi, I'm Michelle. Welcome back to Finally Revealed. In this video today, I want to talk about work mistakes that you make. Unfortunately, we're all human. We all make mistakes at one time or another. Hopefully the mistakes are small, but sometimes they are big. And how you handle them can help chart the course of your future with that group, that project, that company, and also your overall career. So there are two different aspects of this that I want to address. One is the work project itself, the client, the group, the situation that there was a mistake made in, and then the other one is your behavior and your career. So first we'll start with the mistake itself. If you could find the mistake or someone else could discover it. If you discover the mistake, you made the mistake, there is time to take the corrective action. You're sure of what that is, to recapture, retrace, redraft, fix the mistake, and not cover up the mistake, but just substitute the information, update the information, or whatever the mistake was, because you're still within the original deadline, then you should do that. Absent other procedures at your company, your department, etc. But you should do that. If it's something that hasn't gone out yet, for example, on your assistant's desk, something was drafted, a page is missing, a number is wrong, a bid deadline is misstated, fix it. Fix it. Make sure it's correct now. You've been given a breather. Fix it. And then go forward. After you have corrected it with your particular team, identify how this occurred, what happened, address it, and note it so that it never happens again. So that's the one section. The next item is if someone else finds the mistake and you still can correct it. Again, jump in, get it corrected, disclose it within your group, and take whatever notice of what you need to do so that it doesn't happen again. Get it corrected, and correct it all the way through the materials. For example, I've seen where plans, building plans, different versions are made, and a normal procedure would be to restamp them, redate them, or show a version at the top, so that as the project progresses, the new layers, the new plan for that particular part, if it's a piece of machinery or building project, so that you keep track. You should have an index, and you keep track of the revisions as you go along, so that something doesn't revert to an old version and that all of the newest information is carried forward. So that would be an example. So now if someone else catches the mistake, someone else catches the mistake and you made the mistake and it's too late. It's too late to fix it within the original parameters. It needs to, obviously they've found it needs to be disclosed, responsibility taken for the mistake, propose right then, or if you need a little bit of time, if it's a tricky situation, how it should be corrected. You should offer to participate in that correction, and then if you're allowed, based upon the parameters and the rules where you're working, go to the best of your ability and take that corrective action. If you find the mistake but it's past the original deadline, then you should disclose it. Again, propose corrective action, and again, if you're allowed to participate in the corrective action. And by taking these steps, then you can help forward the process and get the necessary result and the performance that was promised delivered for the project, your department, the client, what have you. The next section is what happens to your career and your participation on the team and your participation in the company. Here, again, First, if you're allowed to participate in the corrective action, you've done that. Now you need to, again, disclose. How did you personally participate in this? Let this happen. How did it happen on your watch? Did you do or not do something that should or shouldn't have been done that contributed or caused this mistake? How then can you correct your actions, your team, your group, so that it doesn't happen again? Show that you have taken the necessary steps to make sure it doesn't happen again by discussing within your group or team or your immediate reports or your area, and have everyone on the same page looking out for this particular situation so that it doesn't recur again. And then depending upon the magnitude of the mistake and the impact, the effect of the corrective action for the project, then you need to go about rehabilitating your position within the group, the department, your company, or with that customer or client, so that you can regain trust and reliability and your reputation for going forward. It's a fine line to walk between blubbering all over yourself and saying that you're a failure, or, you know, oh, this was so terrible, and histrionics and unnecessary crazy emotion, and being so cool that no one thinks that you even care. You have to show a certain amount, you know, in a professional setting. You may go home and cry to your spouse, your roommate, whatever, but in the professional setting you need to maintain your professionalism, but you need to address it seriously, sincerely, with an eye and a mind to not have it occur. Everyone makes mistakes now and again, but the smart people don't make the same mistake twice, and having an opportunity to correct it and you know, coalesce with the team and go forward and make sure it doesn't happen again by being ever vigilant. You can really learn from these types of mistakes and make it not a fatal mark on your career as a whole or your reputation with that client or that group. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, feel free to leave me a comment. If you have any stories that show how you were able to help someone else or help yourself by discovering a problem, and how that information might help others that are watching, feel free to leave a comment. If you'd like to know about our other videos coming up, you can subscribe, which we love that. You can also follow us on Twitter or Facebook, and I'll be back soon. Thanks for joining us.